speaking with us now in the Sydney studio from SenSen Networks is Subhash Challa. Subhash, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you, a bit of a different company on the ASX. Tell us about SenSen.
So SenSen actually was a startup from University of Technology, Sydney. I used to be a professor of computer systems, and some of our students and myself came up with some breakthrough technology in using video cameras to solve real-world business problems. And the company is basically commercialization of that original ideas we had within UTS. We spun the company out in 2007, and since then we have been incubating it for several years. And more recently, in October 2017, we listed on ASX.
Tell us a bit more about this platform, about your products and services. I understand you're looking at applying it initially to two main areas, which is sort of intelligent transportation or smart cities and gaming.
Yes.
Tell us about the platform and how it applies to those industries.
Yeah, the SenSen has been building technology where it can take any video source. It could be a CCTV camera or a video footage or anything, combined with other sensors like a GPS or a radar or a LiDAR, and then use it to solve business problems that customers face. So, for example, in city councils, there is a lot of abuse of parking that people go into. And cities normally deploy tens of rangers to walk around chalk and try to monitor and try to create the balance between a business requirement of having parking available to citizens and citizens not wanting to move. So that tension normally creates a challenge for cities on how to address that problem. So we created technology that could take video cameras that can be put on the vehicles of the city council officers and a GPS, and they just drive around, and it will actually detect all the misuse and abuses of parking and allow cities to act on them to make it more balanced. So that's one of the places where cities are made smarter, where their operational cost is reduced and the cities become fairer in terms of how the parking is made available. That's one example of how technology has been built. On the other extreme of that spectrum, we have been working with casinos who wanted to understand how to deliver interesting services to their own customers by understanding the betting patterns, understanding how they use the services that are provided, like blackjack games or baccarat games. So one of the core technologies that is needed in that is to track the use of different games. So how much money is being bet, how long they have been playing, are they enjoying it, things like that. The critical information for that is the bet count and bet value, and how they use that, the services that casinos are offering to enjoy themselves, put it that way. So again, ability to read bets and deliver it in real time is done through video. So there's a camera that sits on a table that monitors a table and creates the data that they need. So if you look at the breadth of what is possible, from a city trying to manage its parking to casinos trying to service their customers better, and everything in between, like retail, airports, you name it, all these businesses can benefit from the technology that we have built.
Sounds like some extremely diverse applications for the technology there. Can you tell us a bit more about the business model? How are you making cash out of this tech of yours? What are some key metrics?
A lot of times when we are on road shows, they ask, you're a startup, are you making money? And I think we definitely are differentiating ourselves within the listed companies, where we do have great tech, but we also know how to make money off it. We actually link the value that we charge to the customers, or the dollars we charge, to the value that we provide to the customer. So if I'm able to cut the cost of operations for a city by half and increase, their ability to service their clients better, I should be able to link it to the value that I'm creating. The same way, if we go into casinos, if I'm able to give them better services and they can make more money off what we are offering as an insight, we link it to the value we provide. But we translate that into a software license that we charge monthly or yearly, So in casinos, we charge dollars per table per month. And that amount of dollars varies based on the features that they have. In the same way, in parking and cities and smart cities, it's dollars are related to a back office software that we provide, which allows them to automate their operations. And it links to the number of infringement they process or the number of cameras that they deploy in order to monitor things. It's a software as a service model, charged annually or monthly, depending on the value that we are creating. And we have been able to execute that business model very successfully across the diversity of the customers we have. So we have been able to execute business models where the value has been understood by the customer and we are able to take piece of the action.
Can you tell me a bit more, Subhash, about the wider market? Of course, there's a lot of step changes, a lot of revolution really happening in tech. Tell us about some of the new technologies that you see coming forth that SenSen is incorporating.
Yeah, so SenSen is actually in the crossroads and of a big revolution going on in the world. I'm sure people have been hearing about artificial intelligence. They're hearing about cameras and video becoming ubiquitous. Sensors and controllers that are connected on the net called IoT. That's what they call it, Internet of Things. So all these revolutions, along with serious computing capability that has come about, we are right in the mix of it. We have built a platform that can exploit the video and sensing data, use the computing that's becoming available from graphics chips and other things that are low cost and easy to deploy, and use artificial intelligence to interpret the data very, very accurately, many-fold than what a human would be able to do. So in that process, we are able to solve real business problems. So a lot of times people talk about AI where they do a cute thing, but how do you actually put it in the context of a business, and how do you make the customer experience the benefits of the technology? And we are right in the mix of it. And we are riding that wave of artificial intelligence and IoT right now.
Sounds like you've got a great platform and you figured out how to commercialize it. And things are really right place, right time for you. So tell us, what are the next key news flows, the next key announcements and milestones we should expect from SenSen?
Yeah, like if we look at since listing or about last financial year, we actually closed about $10 million worth of contracts. We have been doubling revenue year on year. A lot of growth came from the smart cities area for the last few years, and we expect the smart cities to still grow, but a much bigger step change is likely to come from the casinos and gaming market. The products that we introduced are game changers in the area. There is no other company which can do chip recognition 100% accurately. We are the only game in town. And that has been recognized quite well in the market, and the number of casinos are definitely looking at it. So we hope to see much bigger growth in the casino gaming market relative to transportation.
We are very grateful for all those insights, and we do hope to get you back to keep educating us on all of SenSen's developments. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.